Hey everyone, Amy from Making Space. I hope you're all okay and well. Today I've got an activity inspired by our Young Designers course. It's an illustration challenge this week and a really simple, easy one for you this week, but something that you can get some really lovely results out of and that will challenge your designing skills and the imagination that follows from them. So I've got some examples here, which you can see, and the concept of the challenge for you this week is all about continuous line. So it's about illustrating clothes using a continuous line, and by that I mean as soon as your pen hits the paper, you have to draw the whole outfit in one go without taking your pen off the paper until you've finished. And then we go in and we draw the rest of the people afterwards. So really simple, but quite fun, really kind of, yeah, like I said earlier, it makes you think outside of the box and try something different. So, regards materials, really easy this week, we don't need much at all. You're just going to want some plain white paper, like so. Obviously, if you've got a sketchbook you're working in, you can do that as well. You're going to want a template, and I'll link one of these online as well, so you can download it if you want to. You'll notice mine's got colour already on it, it's just because the pens that I use bleed through. Then you're going to want some coloured pens. I've chosen a range of kind of different blue tones, but it's completely up to you what you do. These are probably the equivalent of like a normal felt tip pen. I'm going to use the finer tip on these ones, but just either normal pens will do, or if you've got fine liners, that's fab too. And then the last thing you need is just a black illustration pen to do the outlines. And that's it. So we can get started. So I'm going to do you a quick demo, and then it will be over to you to have a go at home. So what you're going to do, I always recommend putting a scrap bit of paper down first. These pens are really porous and sometimes the ink likes to seep through. It also means you can see your template better if you've got a lighter colour underneath. So you've got a scrap bit of paper, template, clean bit of paper on the top. And we can just jiggle those and lay them down. Now I realise you're probably not going to be able to see through them. I think you can just about see the outline. But as soon as I start drawing the clothes, you'll get the idea. So, choose one of your pens and let's start doing some designing. So you can see on this one, I went very kind of ruffly with my designs. So kind of had a ruffle going up the front and over the shoulder and under this kind of dress coat. So I'm going to try and do something different this time, so you can see how varied the designs can be. And you'll see as soon as I put my pen down, let's make sure it focuses, there we go, it won't come off until I'm done. So it does mean you get some very interesting lines with continuous line drawings, and I think that's quite nice. I quite like the sort of the style of line that you get. And we can do a bit of a ruffle across the bottom. Okay, that's one look done. So this is kind of almost like a bit like a pinafore dress over a 3/4 length sleeve turtleneck. So design one done. So let's change our pens up a bit. So we've got a bit of a variety. And again, I like to say is when you're designing collections, try and mimic certain things across multiple designs to kind of make it feel like a collection. So I quite like this ruffle detail, and this almost like pinafore top I quite like as well. And the thing is about this style of drawing is obviously you can't correct something if you've gone wrong. So you kind of have to go with it, which as a designer can be quite hard sometimes. Okay, so number 2 done. So kind of pair of like dungaree styles with the ruffle along the bottom. Move on to our next one. Okay, maybe this time we'll try and do the ruffle at the top. And if you do accidentally take your pen off, don't panic, just pop it back down again and just kind of carry on from the point that you were. You know, these challenges are supposed to be fun for you to have a go at home. So, you know, if you're not enjoying them, that's not the point. So, you know, don't beat yourself up too much, but just try and do it. It really does kind of encourage you to draw in a slightly different way. Okay, so this one we're going to go off the shoulders, still with this ruffle, and then with a little tam. And let's do big maxi dress this time with a split. You know, play about with different pens. Obviously, if I was doing this in a fine liner, I would get a much different, and I could really go in with some detail, which would probably be really nice actually. So, you know, experiment with your different types of pens and things as well, and see what you've got. Okay, so there we go. That's all the clothes done, and you can see I've used the bodies underneath as a guide, but I've drawn all the clothes first. And then what I do is I take my black illustration pen, and then we now go over the top, and we draw in the bits of the body that you can see. And I say this every single time, but do not let the fear of not being able to draw hands, feet, shoes, faces put you off having a go at these challenges. I on purpose make mine very minimal to kind of show you that you can still get a really cool looking illustration with a very minimal illustration for the face and things like that as well. Don't know if we can see that shoe, just a tiny bit poking out there. Moving on to number 3. Sorry, there's a fly buzzing around. I don't know if you can hear that on the video. And on this illustration, the feet overlap on this one, so you're actually really only getting one foot per model. Just trying that little bit. Last one. And again, you'll probably just see the very tips of the toes coming out there. I'll show you a really neat trick for drawing shoes. Start from the heel, I don't know if you can see here. Draw a curved line down and then join up by the toe. And then just draw your heel in. Really simple way of kind of getting a stiletto looking shoe, very simply. Okay, that's it. So like I said, super simple activity, but some really nice effects that you can get from it. And obviously you could do these bigger. I've done 4 to a page so you can see more variety, but if you did one of the big templates and use your page portrait rather than landscape, you could get much more detail in there. You could go back over the top of this with a fine liner again and add more detail, pockets, you know, seams, buttons, details, prints, anything like that. But that's it. It's, like I said, a really lovely, simple activity, but something that challenges you to do something you may have not done before, to get outside of your comfort zone and try something new. So that's it. Have a go at home. Do tag me in any pictures that you have a go at. You can either email them to me at outreach@makingspace.org, or you can tag us on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram, because we'd really love to see what you create. So there we go. Continuous line illustrations. Have a go at home, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care, guys. See you next time. Bye.